All right, and welcome to video 2 in week 23. We're going to talk about pivot strategies. These are just some things that you should think about when you are creating a pivot, and that's just any change in the direction of your business when you're initiating a pivot. So you want to, like I said, be in the first video, be proactive about possible threats or opportunities to your business. And this is the most effective way to pivot, is to get ahead of things. We've already covered the opportunities and threats in the SWOT analysis in week 8, and then environmental scanning, which was, I believe, in week 12, but I could be wrong about that, 11. So you want to utilize what you learned in your SWOT analysis in environmental scanning to help you pivot. When you're planning for a pivot, what you want to do is just follow what we cover in process. So that's understanding what you do, where you need to go, and then filling the gap in between the two of those. And the planning that we do in disaster planning, you can utilize that as well. If your pivot is a reaction to something, so we can't plan for everything, that's just part of life. And if you are reacting to a situation, the first thing that you need to do, stop, think, and assess your situation. A lot of people will immediately just start making changes, and sometimes you have to. And based upon your gut instinct, your knowledge, your industry experience, et cetera, it might make sense I'm going to make some quick changes just to kind of slow things down, give yourself a chance to breathe and think, and that's fine. But you want to make calculated decisions on what you're doing. Changing direction constantly is annoying for everybody, for your employees, for your customers, for your vendors, everybody. Nobody likes it when you're constantly changing directions. So stop, think, create a calculated plan on where you want to go, and then go there. Because you don't want to send those mixed signals to your employees or your customers. And when you're creating that pivot plan, you also want to plan to return, and where you're returning to might be different than where you currently are right now. So what you're going to do is kind of when the dust settles, once you get through the other side, if it's a disaster or some sort of crisis that you're dealing with, if it's just you changing the direction of your business, you're going to have a little bit more time. It's going to be a little more calm. But if you want to go back to where you were, then you're going to just kind of do the same thing that you did, but go back the other way. So you know where you are now, which is the future state, and you want to go back to your previous state. And that might be different. It might be the same, but don't just, quote unquote, swing your doors open and assume that everything's going to go back to normal. You are going to need to address certain things. Your culture might have changed. The expectations of your customers might have changed. So it's going to be kind of like a combination of doing an environmental scan, mostly with your business and your customers, and also doing kind of like a quick SWOT analysis of your business of, okay, here's where we're strong at, here's where we're weak. And let's go back to, or let's get to the next current future state, which could be your previous state. And note that you might want to just stay where you are right now. The change is a good thing sometimes. So if you want to stay where you are, that's fine, as long as it makes business sense. You might want to incorporate some of your old model into your new, and that's fine as well. Or you could potentially just branch off this business, keep your old business the way it is, and get that going back the way it was, and start off new with a separate business doing whatever it is that you're doing right now. So that's a handful of things with business or pivot strategies. And like I said a couple times throughout these videos, that a lot of what we cover throughout the entire 52 weeks of this course will help you pivot. So make sure to watch all of those videos, do the exercises, and let us know if you have any questions.